Yeah, hello everyone. Is my voice audible to you? Shah, is my voice audible to you? Arisha, Sharmila. You're responding well. Yes, it's okay, audible. So which semester is this? Sharmila and Arisha. So which particular class you're attending? You can also make this a chat box. Okay, semester 6. Okay. Which particular paper you're attending at? Paper, कौन सा paper है? Which particular paper? Health psychology. Good. Yes, there was a power cut actually, so it took a little bit of time for me to join. Yeah. So what was the yesterday's unit we talked about? Okay, it's about introduction. So what is health psychology? Yeah, can anyone? So that the people who have not attended yesterday, so that they get an idea. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, it's audible.
So,
If you are somewhere, you're busy.
no, sir, I'm not able to actually connect with the audio properly. That's the reason, I think.
It's very clear. It's very, very clear.
Okay. Yesterday, we dealt with what health psychology is all about.
Good.
Because it's also the physical, psychological, and the accurate word I can use here is
Yeah. So it is an applied field of psychology.
applied.
Which make uses of psychology, psychological principles, theories, and its application in terms of behavior of a person. Okay.
Yes.
Simple. Health and psychology. What is psychology? Psychology is the study of behavior of a
person.
Okay, so this is how it's a combination of, okay,
Yes,
they're looking at health of the person through behavior of a
health
person.
And behavioral method.
Yes.
That
so they're looking from behavioral point of view. So how this health is getting affected, and especially this health psychology talks about, okay, so how you improve health,
behavior health and behavior
medicine
method.
Also.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so behavior it is talking about, okay, so how you prevent ill health, or simple terms, we're talking about prevention also, how you promote wellness or good health among people. And the second thing, behavioral medicine, they're talking about, if someone is into a already diseased condition, so how you can make aware, or what awareness a person is having about the causes, okay, and medical facilities or advancement available for that particular person, so that he will come back or take treatment and become normal. As simple as that. Okay. So today we will continue with unit 2, which is talking about, okay, behavior and health of the person. Okay. So as we already talked about, okay, so the concept of, okay, health behavior. So health behavior talked about. So health behavior is talking about
eating habits, prevention of
simple terms.
Yes,
behaviors to prevent ill health, or that are causing, okay, ill health to the person.
Ill health, yes.
And promoting healthy habits.
A lifestyle.
Yeah, healthy habits.
Yes.
Yeah, which can include all of these. For example, Belloc and Breslow, 1972, have defined 7 important, okay, health habits. Okay, please write down. So this would be important. Page number 13.
Page number 13. Okay, sir.
Page number 13. Please make a note of that. So according to Belloc and Breslow, so 7 important health habits. So there can be a question about, okay, so what are different health habits? As simple as that. You getting me?
Yes, sir.
Then you can take his name. If you forget his name, also no problem. But you try to remember this particular 7
Healthy
habits,
habits.
which are very simple. If you just look at them, they are very, very simple. Health psychology, just it looks to be a little bit of different
Yes, sir.
or a little bit of confusing, because each and every time we're talking about behavior, promotion of good health, prevention of ill health, we're talking about. So this is vice
Yes.
versa. If you're talking about promotion of good health, obviously we are trying to prevent ill health.
Yes, sir.
When you're talking about prevention of ill health, obviously it is leading to
Good
promotion of
health.
good health, or
Yes.
definitely end up with good health. That is what yesterday we talked about a continuum. You be normal
Yes, sir.
when you have symptoms, signs, symptoms, that all will lead you to the health and ultimately
Good.
the death of a person. So towards the other side, when you're talking about being aware of what are the causes, what are the treatments or medical facilities available to you, so all that will lead you to the well-being or well health.
Good health.
Ill health and
Yes, sir.
well health or
Well
good health.
health.
That's a simple reason. So if you're talking about one
Yes,
thing,
sir.
we are trying to look at the other thing. This is how they are interwoven, or they are in a continuum. You should remember that. Just
Yes, sir.
if you can look at this particular 7 healthy habits. First thing, sleeping. So if you are concerned with health habits or not, but most probably, so everyone as a normal people or layman people, we were talking about having good sleep. You agree with this?
Absolutely, sir.
Having a
Good sleep.
sound or a good sleep, which they tell, at least having 8 hours. But I don't know to what extent this is applicable. 8 hours. Is 8 hours, everyone is
Not everyone is fortunate, sir.
good. That's true, right? Why?
Most of us are suffering from insomnia, to be honest.
Good.
And it just is that we lead a very stressful lifestyle these days, and most of us are working at night, and it is being disrupted due to extra hours, double shifts,
Yep.
extra pressure at house, having infants at house, toddlers at house.
Yes.
It can be disruptive.
What about technology?
Absolutely.
What you're talking is all that. Okay, I agree with that.
That's
But
the mother.
what about technology?
That's the
What
mother
about
of all, mother of all culprits, sir.
then what about so-called our social media
Networks.
and all that
Yes.
networks?
Yes, sir. That's the mother of all culprits.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The final last thing, what you do before going to bed? What you do?
Check the messages.
Yes, messages.
Yes.
So you are very much bothered, or that's triggering. Even if you get a small notification sound, so what
Yes.
they are trying to do? They're waking up in middle of the sleep,
Yes.
checking what messages they have got. You agree with this?
Absolutely, sir.
So the radiation on eyes, as you know, when there is light, the sleep will be getting disturbed. You agree with this?
Absolutely, sir.
So this is also linked with our biological clock. So when there
Yes.
is sunlight, so this is how you get wake up. So when it is dark or without sunlight, this is how we're getting into sleep. So now this is getting disturbed because of what we call as either maybe TVs, people are watching movies and all that, or
Yes, sir.
TVs, news, whatever it may be. So
Yeah.
at one point of time, they used to have a TV common.
Yes, sir.
So at one place fixed.
Yes, sir.
But these days, they have come into our bedrooms also. You agree with this?
Every individual person needs to have a gadget in their hand.
Yes. And
Yes.
especially we're talking about TV. So TV was once in the
Hall.
outside, where
Yes.
hall or whatever it may be, a common place where
Yes.
it is available to
Yes.
everyone.
Yes, sir.
But now it have got to our so-called bedrooms or the place where you're trying to sleep. So you got remotes also. So there is no need to go switch it
Yes.
on, switch it off.
Yes, sir.
You getting me? You're
Yes,
staying
sir.
at one place and you're operating everything. So the last thing what we're trying to do is either you end up with looking at the messages, or you even some people they keep this TVs on automatic mode, so automatically they get switched off. So these people, when they get into sleep, also they don't know.
Absolutely.
Watching TVs, they get into sleep. They set timing and all that. Okay, timer. So automatically they get
Yeah.
off. Okay, so this is
Yeah.
what the impact of this particular sleep. Yes, we know that getting or having good sleep is important. Even the people talk about okay, 8 hours and all that, but it depends upon the person's of how much they are getting into this particular okay healthy or good sleep. Yes, they're lying on bed, but it doesn't mean that okay they're having a
Proper sleep.
perfect or the good sleep. You agree with
Sound sleep.
this?
Absolutely, sir. That is the reason people are crazy enough to wear watches to bed to keep a track on their REM cycles.
Everything. Yes, yes, good,
Yes.
good, good. So they don't know at one but at which particular part of time okay they are attaining these 8 hours.
Yes,
Maybe
sir.
if they're finding some time in the afternoons they're trying to sleep there because nights they could not sleep.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
overnight they're staying and all that. Okay, so sleep is very very important. Yes,
Yes.
sleep is available to free of cost for everyone. It is part of our okay lifestyle or whatever you call our survival. But even that basic thing is getting disturbed. If you're talking about Maslow, so sleep, okay, hunger and all that are the basic needs. So even these basic needs are getting disturbed these days. So which is the main source of insomnia? Okay, lacking sleep or not able to get into sleep. For example, if you end up watching this particular TV or the electronic gadgets, okay, so this is how you find it difficult to get into sleep. Okay, it is even the small children. Small children also they keep on looking at mobile phones and they get into sleep. They don't know when they're getting into sleep. Okay, if mothers or if anyone is okay looking at that, they will switch off or try to off it later time. So it would be keeping on running the mobile phone.
Yes, sir.
So this is what the scenario. So yes, we're talking about advancements in medicine, science, and technology and all that, but equally we are having a negative effect or impact on the health of a person. Okay, there is nothing wrong if you have a gadget. Maybe throughout the day you are busy. Maybe you're trying to look at okay, or you're trying to update yourself with news and etc. Not that, but that doesn't stop there.
Yes, sir.
You have a good intention, but that doesn't stop there, and it will be keeping on going. And this is how our basic needs are getting disturbed, and this is how we are prone to ill health. So if this particular basic sleep is getting disturbed, so it is the mother or cause of almost all the illnesses. You agree with
Yes.
this?
Absolutely, sir.
Like for example, your concentration getting disturbed, you getting or you waking late, so that is leading you to get late for the job. Okay, so you are into okay frustration,
Yes.
anxiety whether you will reach on time or not. If you getting stuck,
Hormonal imbalance.
yeah, if you getting stuck on the road, you are into conflict.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so normal how you ride a vehicle when you are in a rush of time, how you ride a vehicle.
You basically aggressively driving, rash driving to reach your destination on time because you're already late and you're irritated. You're
Yes,
screaming at people around you.
yes, smallest slightest horn is also making
Can
you
trigger
getting into
you.
angry.
Yes. Yes,
You
sir.
getting me?
Yes, sir.
The simple signal. So where you wait for okay, maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes in normal time. In a
Yes.
rush, you are not able to wait for only a few couple of minutes also.
Yes, sir.
So this
You
is
do.
how one thing if it's getting disturbed, especially like basic needs when talking about okay, sleep, hunger also. Okay,
Yes, sir.
you if you avoid, for example, okay, having a breakfast, so it is going to have a huge impact on the entire physiology or functioning of the body. And also especially if you are busy, some people are busy and they're trying to miss out their meals etc. Okay, so that is also going to have a huge impact. And some people out of stress or like when they are free and all that, okay, in between meals they are having so much in between.
Yes, sir.
So either people are completely lacking on that or completely they are having a little bit
Overindulging.
more on that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is combined with lack of physical activity or what we call as the exercise. So this is how they are interwoven, and one thing is getting interwoven with other thing, and they are leading to ill health of people. Okay, the 7 things: sleeping for at least 8 hours. So I don't know 8 hours. Some people are sleeping for 6 hours. Some people are missing nights, so they are okay getting into sleep early in the morning. So this is how their biological clock is getting also disturbed. Okay, simple thing like avoid smoking. Yes, there is much awareness these days,
Yes, sir.
and also people are taking it very lightly. Also.
Despite being aware of all of this, also we continue to repeat the same patterns. That's the
Yes,
sad part.
yes, because we are going to talk at a little bit stage.
Yes.
Social or peer pressure. Yesterday you were talking about peer pressure.
Yes, sir.
So certain things like okay, smoking or getting into alcohol, etc. So they are sometimes taken as a sign of a status,
Yes.
especially the small young adults. So they think that okay, if they're not getting into or not indulging into this type of okay habits like smoking or alcohol or following the trends, okay, they think that okay, they are getting avoided or they lag behind their peer pressures of same age. You agree with
Yes.
this?
Absolutely, sir.
So for that particular things also, some people are getting into this type of thing, like smoking and all that.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
government is taking a whole lot of things. Okay, they are like at individual level also they are trying to okay make people aware, but it is having okay the least impact. So avoiding smoking, eating healthy breakfast. Okay, avoid consumption of alcohol. If you cannot avoid, so they're saying just at least you try to limit it.
Yes.
So initially it would be limited only. Maybe someone have introduced and someone have said okay why won't you try this, so they would have tried. So they were taking limited in initial times, but as you know this substance abuse,
Yes.
your body is getting adjusted to that particular level of the substance where it is no more having the initial effect.
Yes, sir.
Initially if they were taking a little bit of amount of these things, if it was having huge impact on the body, so the body is getting adjusted to that. Okay, why body is getting adjusted to it?
That's because your body has not been used to that substance till
Good.
date. But
Hmm.
then now, when you start introducing new stuff to your body,
Good.
uh, in simple terms, I think it's the word. Can I use the word kick, sir?
Yes, kick is effect. Good.
Yeah. So then it loses its charm, and then you need more amounts of it, and as a result, you get addicted to different kinds of addictions like alcohol, drugs, or just marijuana, stuff like that.
Yes. So you can see almost every day you find in news, okay, all the channels, okay, somewhere or the other. So they're talking about ganja, okay, people are,
Yes, sir.
police are, okay, getting this, okay, huge quantities of, okay, either ganja or maybe like some drug
Yes, sir.
chemical compounds, okay. So
Yes.
how much they're trying to stop, okay, but still it is going on. So this is how we can assess. So how much the people are craving for this particular thing. Because
Yes.
as we talked about, okay, it will start as an initial, but the body starts getting adjusted to that. Okay,
Yes.
so they no more they are getting what you call as a kick in general
Yes.
terms, or what the
Yes.
effect actually it is
Yes.
intended for.
Yes. Yeah.
So no more it is effective. No more the people are getting kind of okay
Yeah.
effect on the body. So this is how they start increasing the dose, and they are getting into what we call as addiction.
Yes, sir.
Okay, why body is taking or adjusting to its body? There is a part called homeostasis. Body is to be maintained in a equilibrium state. So our organs are designed in such a way that they try to bring it to normal each and every time. Okay, homeostasis. They always maintain balance. So this is how they are into effect. The body is trying to bring it to normal. So this is how the effect is getting normalized. So each and every time they are taking more and more or increasing the dosages so that they get this particular effect. So this is how they are ultimately leading into okay addictions. Okay, so lack of or regular physical exercise, avoiding eating between meals. Okay,
Yes,
they're
sir.
also talking about overweight or what we call as obese. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so people are also not aware of this. Okay, BMI, body mass index.
Index.
Okay, so you need to calculate. In almost all every mobile phones also they have these calculators.
Yes, sir.
BMI calculators would be there.
Yes, sir.
if you have just your knowledge of okay weight and height, okay, this is going to give you
Yes,
your
sir.
BMI. I think up to 25 is normal. After that, okay,
Yes, sir.
you will be overweight and all that. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
by following these 7 steps according to Belloc and okay Breslow, okay, they are the 7 healthy habits. Okay, then next characteristics of okay health behaviors, as we talked about, okay, behaviors which are intended for improving okay health among the people or well-being among the people are, for example, healthy diet. As we know,
Yes,
the
sir.
consumption or taking of healthy diet or nutritious food okay is going to add health to the people. We talked about exercise also. Okay, so lack of physical exercise, definitely it is going to lead you into some chronological okay long-term illnesses.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and for example smoking and alcohol also we talked about okay intensively. So especially when we talk about okay smoking, we talked yesterday also
Yes, sir.
active smoking and
Passive smoking.
passive smoking. At one point of time we are not aware, okay, if that person is smoking, no, it is harm to him, we used to think and we used to ignore, no one used to bother. But these days, okay, government is also okay, every government is trying to bring in awareness about this passive smoke. So how it is equally affecting the people around him. So this we talked yesterday also. Some ads also, commercial ads also, they are showing okay, how people are resisting.
Yes, sir.
So that is at the community level. So where the change or a attitude change is being brought okay in the people towards this particular okay certain habits like smoking and alcohol. Then body weight, as we talked about, okay, BMI is very very important. Okay,
Yes.
if people are not aware of these particular things like what is this BMI, body mass index, etc., so how is it going to affect the overall health of a person and how it is leading to certain diseases like okay coronary heart diseases, especially because of okay, fat and all that.
Yes, sir.
So being obese. So this is how making an awareness, and also eating disorders, especially these eating disorders we would like to look at, because from psychological point of view also we have these eating disorders. So you got any idea about these eating disorders?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Um, so can we categorize anorexia into this group, sir? Anorexia,
Yes, yes,
the
definitely.
full
When we're
name?
talking about a
Yes.
disorder, you always remember
Yes.
we're not talking about some eating habits. We're talking about disorder.
Disorders. Yes, sir. So anorexia, bulimia,
Yes,
they come.
anorexia nervosa is the one thing.
Nervous,
Then
yeah. Bulimia.
bulimia,
And then
binge eating is another one.
yes, binge eating is another one. Uh,
Okay, so when it comes to anorexia nervosa, what is this?
Basically, people starve themselves for the fear of gaining weight.
Good.
And when it comes to bulimia, people literally puke the food they've already consumed in order to not gain any weight.
Good.
They only eat for nutritional purposes.
Yes.
Whereas binge eating is constantly eating, whether it's emotional, whether it's any kind of feelings, they eat food to suppress their feelings.
Good. So what about the rest of the people? Arisha, Sharmila, you getting me? You getting
Oh,
what we are trying to discuss?
I think Usha is having a network issue, sir.
Huh?
That's the reason. She wants to log in, but she's trying.
Arisha is saying yes. Good. Good. Okay. Sharmila, you also give. You also with us. You understanding? Sharmila? Yes. Yes. Good. 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 So when it comes to disorders, especially, okay. So the people are unconsciously getting into a state where they are okay we're not able to restrict themselves getting into this type of behaviors. So anorexia nervosa is a condition where the concept of a zero size.
Yes.
Okay, so promotion of the being thin, like for example models and all that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so they are promoted in such a way that being thin is acceptable, okay, a trend kind of a thing. So these people, when they are into this particular state, so they have this psychological feeling that they are putting on weight. So what they're trying to do, avoiding eating.
Yes.
They avoid to such an extent that only skeleton would be remaining.
Yes, sir.
They become so thin, but still they are not convinced that they are not putting on weight. So they are always an impression or thinking that psychological they are putting on weight. So it's a self-starvation,
Yes.
self-avoiding. They don't take food. So it's not by someone, but by themselves. Self-starvation leading to such an extent that even some people they may die because of malnutrition.
Yes, sir.
Anorexia nervosa.
Nervosa.
Okay, bulimia is a completely uncontrollable eating
Yes.
or a normal pattern of eating, but immediately the triggers that they would be getting or putting on weight, so they try to vomit, self-induced vomit,
Yes, sir.
thinking that okay they may put on weight, and immediately they are eating and they're trying to get into
Look.
this abnormal behavior of okay
Yes.
vomiting and all that. Just look at this thing.
Yes.
And also we talked about another thing, binge eating. Binge eating is uncontrollable. These people are eating continuously.
Yes.
So as Ruchi was saying, okay, some people out of stress also some people are eating. Okay, when they're stressed also they are eating like anything. Some people they say we are in stress, so we are eating, we are not having control on what or how
Yes,
much of quantity we are eating. Okay, but this particular state of binge eating is where the person is loving food so much that is keeping on eating,
yes, sir.
not bothered about the consequences. So continuously eating. So this is okay binge eating. So this is how there are certain eating disorders also. So this particular things are discussed under health behaviors. If you remember, health behavior and behavioral medicine is another one. So that is the health behavior. So then what are the factors that are influencing these above health behaviors? Okay, biological behavioral factor. So generally when you talk about biological factors, what you're talking about? Body organs, their functions.
Functioning.
You agree with this?
Yes, sir.
So
Body organs and
organs
functioning.
and their functions. So they're talking about so how bodily functions are getting influence on the health of a person. So do you agree this if these particular things are not working? If our body parts are not working properly, if their secretions are not secreting in a correct quantity, or if there is an imbalance or hormonal imbalance, okay, so is it going to have effect on the behavior of a person and ultimately leading to health of a person?
Yes, sir.
You agree with
Especially,
this?
yes, sir. Especially in today's age, I think almost 1 in every 5 women are suffering from PCOD, PCOS,
Good,
thyroid issues,
good.
um, high blood pressure.
Yes.
Um, uh, Even kids below the age of 10 are suffering from diabetes.
Thyroid also?
Yes, diabetes and thyroid also.
They have become very, very common. So
Very
this,
common.
yes, these things are because of okay, not being properly okay, functioning of our biological or body related organs. And again, there can be different reasons for this particular okay, malfunction. It can
Yes.
be you're not taking okay, nutritious food,
Yes.
or maybe the food is getting contaminated. Okay, some
Yes.
chemicals in the compound, chemical compounds in the food, or for example, some chemical compounds what they're trying to take by orally or by like for example smoking, etc. So
Including adulteration of milk, sir.
yes, everything.
Yes.
Especially this, adulteration of milk, you will get surprised.
Yes, sir.
They are using these hazardous or very harmful chemicals like fertilizers.
Yes, sir.
They mix fertilizers with water okay, and they have many things. So they're even
In-
police people are even making them to do the entire repeated thing.
yes, sir.
So how beautifully they're doing, they're okay, taking these big okay, vessels and they're trying to mix these all things and making adulterated milk. Just think about.
Yes.
So if milk as an essential dietary product, if someone is taking and feeding, especially to small children who are only dependent on this particular dietary product like
Yes.
milk,
Yes.
even if that is getting adulterated,
Yes.
so how much of negative impact it is going to have the overall functioning of the body.
That's leading to early puberty in most of the kids also, especially these days, and all the side effects are already clearly visible.
Yes.
And so intellectually also they are forced to grow up.
Yes. Neurological development would is getting
Exactly.
impaired. So the people are getting disturbed. Their immune
Yes.
system is getting disturbed. So when immune system is getting disturbed, so they are prone for these infections.
Yes.
So this is how they are getting into illness.
Yes.
Or either the functioning of different body parts is getting disturbed, leading them to illness.
Yes.
Okay, so biological factors. Yes, definitely. So these biological factors can be from the point of like, okay, uh, prenatal, natal, postnatal. So at the
Yes, sir.
time of conception or when they are in the womb of the mother also, it can
Yes.
have impact from that particular point. So
Yes.
maybe if mother is getting or not taking nutritious food, or if she's taking certain chemical compounds, so equal effect of having okay advantages and disadvantages on the fetus or development of fetus would be taking place. Okay, then behavioral risk factors. So what are these risk factors?
Um,
So in what way some risks? For example, we talked about okay chemicals, hazards, okay teenagers especially,
yes.
peer pressures we talked about, okay getting into this consumption of chemical products, what
Yeah.
we call as okay drugs, or
Yes, sir.
getting into this okay consumption of alcohol or taking this particular okay, ganja etc. Peer pressures.
The fact that they're even trying to normalize marijuana in most of the Western and European countries.
It's legalized there. It's
Yeah,
legalized.
that's such a tragedy, sir. Seriously.
And also some people are creating pressure to normalize here also, but
Yeah,
the
that's already
government,
begun.
yes, the governments are being very strict. Okay, they don't want to encourage or
That kind of behavior.
yes
Yeah.
to promote this type of behavior. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
behavioral risk factors, for example okay rash driving, everything, the
Yes.
lifestyle, everything would be coming into this particular okay behavioral risk factors. Then social and socio-cultural risk factors. Okay, so when it comes to social, so we're talking about people and the surrounding people. Okay, so how we getting disturbed or how we getting influenced by people and how we influence other people. Okay, you agree? You get influenced by people
Yes,
and
sir.
you can also influence other people.
Yes, sir. Because when you surround yourself with people who live a sattvic kind of a life, I think um, you navigate towards that kind of lifestyle.
Good.
And when you associate with people who normalize all of these extracurricular activities, you tend to fall into the trap and adapt that kind of behavior.
Yes. For example, some teenagers or groups, okay, they said this is the normal.
Yes.
We need to follow this type of behaviors.
Yeah.
We need to be doing this. If you do only, then you would be included into our group. You getting me?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, to such extent, the peer pressure. If
Yes.
not, you would be getting rejected, or you get a feeling that you lagging behind.
And also you feel alienated.
Yes, alienated,
Yeah.
segregated. Okay,
Yes.
you are looked down.
Yes.
So this is how for the social status or support. Okay, so all these things are making people to get into okay this particular okay healthy risk factors. Then lifestyle factors. Okay, as we talked about lifestyle, so lifestyle can be anything. So it can be regard to your work, what you're doing, or okay, the way you are eating, what you're eating, so how much you're eating, everything.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're talking about okay, maybe a junk food you're talking about, so what you're trying to take, so everything, what type of okay lifestyles, okay, all type of lifestyles can also, if they're not good enough, so they can ultimately lead or end up with okay ill health.
Yes, sir.
So they have to be maintained so that you'll be onto the health side or wellness of the side. Then
Yes.
there are certain models in health psychology, so which are trying to explain. For example, biomedical. Okay, biomedical is a model which is talking about. Okay, bio is always, as I said, they're talking about body and body related organs.
Organ.
Okay, so this particular model, they believe that if something is wrong, so with the help of medication, okay, only with the help of medication, okay, the illness can be treated. So they are only focused on impairment of body organs. You agree with this? Is our body or ill health is only because of not functioning of these body organs?
No, sir.
Is this can be only because of not able to function properly?
It is mind, body, and soul, sir. They're all interlinked.
Good. So this particular biomedical model, they are only focused onto this particular functioning of body, which can be treated with help of medicine. Okay, it's a very narrow down. They're only bothered about that, ignoring the other two things. What are the other two things? Psychological and socio-cultural factors. You agree with this?
Absolutely, sir.
Our health is an integration. So yesterday also we talked about.
Yes.
It's not about the body. Yes, body has to function properly. If it is not functioning also, it will lead to ill health. But the functioning of body is also getting influenced by our psychological factors. You agree with this?
Yes, sir.
For example, if someone is into stress, okay?
Yes,
you're talking about stress. Yes, stress can be two types, okay? Positive stress and negative stress. Eustress and the general
distress. Yes,
distress.
Yes,
okay. Sir. For example, eustress is okay, but when you're talking about distress, yes, there should be a certain amount of stress so that you move, you get into action.
Yes.
You try to attain that. But what about to how long you staying in that?
Yes, sir.
For example, immediately it is going to trigger release of certain chemical compounds to normalize, because we have this autonomous nervous system.
Yes.
Maybe at one point of time we would have talked about that. Nervous system divided into autonomic and okay, the other thing. So
yes.
Autonomic nervous system is the one which is triggered okay automatically when there is imbalance in the body.
Yes,
okay, sympathetic and parasympathetic systems also would be there. So this is how certain chemical compounds are released into the body. So when they are staying for a long time, so this is how they're going to have a negative impact on the body. So this particular psychosocial model says that it is an integration. Health is getting because not only because of not functioning of the body organs, but it is because of the psychological factors. If psychologically one is not well, so that can have impact on the body. For example, in terms of release of chemical compounds, so ultimately these chemical compounds are ending up okay in creating ill health of a person. You agree with this?
Yes, sir.
And also they talk about okay social factors. For example, if bodily function is getting disturbed, okay, can you perform this social functions, like for example moving to people or going to friends, meeting friends?
No, sir. Because you're in a very depressive state
Yes.
of mind, and your insecurities can catch up and
for
stop
example, it can be as simple as that. If you have a pain, for example, in leg
Yes.
or hand or something else, you're not feeling well.
Yes.
So in that time, can you move out? Are you willing to go out, meet people and all that?
No, sir. Because you're way too insecure.
Yeah. So this is how they're talking about. It is an integration of everything. If one is getting disturbed, the other things are also getting disturbed.
Yes.
So all the things has to be balanced, or it has to be looked from all the points. Okay.
Yes.
Psychosocial model. Okay.
Yes,
then the stages of change model. Okay. In this they have given okay 5 stages. Please write on page number 18. Okay.
Yes.
So pre-contemplation is a stage where the person is not intending to make a change. The person is not willing to make a change. Contemplation is where he's considering a change.
Yeah.
For example, after seeing a Mukesh ad, maybe the person is at a stage where he's thinking of changing. Even my children, family, they may be getting disturbed. They may have or they may get into this type of situations. You getting me?
Yes, sir.
A stage where he's thinking of changing. Okay, preparation is ahead of that, where he's trying to make a change. come out of this particular, okay, so-called not healthy behaviors, then action is implementing that. Okay, maybe avoiding smoking or trying to reduce on that. You getting me?
Yes, sir.
Or trying to, okay, take in a limited quantity if you're talking about some substances and all that.
Yes,
Then
sir.
next stage is maintenance, where is talking about trying to carry on that particular what action you have started, initiated, so that it will become part of this again a healthy habit. Okay, so this is how they're talking about the stages of changes model. Then next is a cognition model. Cognition, what is a cognition? Cognition talks about
Coordination of
thinking, cognition,
thinking,
thinking, reasoning, cognition, cognitive
cognitive methods,
abilities.
ability. Okay, sir.
Yeah, they're talking about thinking and all that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So if you have the thinking process, rational, okay, your belief, etc. Okay, you're thinking about, okay, you're trying to predict
Yeah.
what can be the advantages or what can be the consequences of taking these particular substances, or if you do an exercise, so what would be the consequences of that? So by predicting, okay, thinking about, analyzing, okay, or changing your mindset, so this is how you can get into good health behaviors. Okay, good health behaviors we're talking about.
Yes.
Okay, then healthy beliefs also, if you have belief system where you're talking about, okay, certain things. Okay, so this is how the belief system is also going to have effect on the thing. Then we have a theory of planned behavior. So planned behavior is talking about, okay, how you prepare yourself. So as we talked about, okay, planning stage, okay, so getting ready. So planned behavior is where you try to plan up in the sense like, so what would be the outcome, so how you have to plan up this particular health behaviors beforehand. So they're talking about that, okay, plan of action to be taken. Okay, what steps has to be taken so that you be healthy. Okay, theory of planned behaviors. Then there is a small topic which is talking about mind and body connection. So what is this mind and body connection? Are they separate? Are they same? Are they
The,
interdependent?
the interdependence, sir.
Okay. Yes. But initially they had this particular notion or thinking that they are equal. So they need not think, or they need not separate both and think separately. But because of the evolution and because of this advancement, so they have arrived at a stage where they have started looking at. We talked about Hippocrates yesterday in the last class. Then we
Yes, sir.
talked about Plato is a person who have said that they are both are different. Okay, then they started looking them different, and they started looking at what is the connection between these particular things. And also we talked yesterday the pituitary or the master gland.
Yes, sir.
So they have thought, or this particular pituitary gland was thought to be regulating or connecting both this mind and body,
Body.
because based on the psychological thinking and all that, so the pineal gland or the pituitary gland is going to trigger the release of certain things. So if I have this particular thought of eating, then immediately it would be triggered, so hunger sensation would be created, and this is how body would be taking the food, the physical food or nutritious food. Okay, so this is according to the mind body connection. Okay, so this is how they thought it is, they are equal or same, but over a period of time they have come to a stage where they have started looking them or taking them as separate. And the latest thing or the advancement is that they say that they are interdependent or interwoven. If one is getting disturbed, it is going to have impact on the
Other
other.
one.
So even this so-called psychoanalytic contribution, for example, Sigmund Freud, did you remember?
Yes, sir.
So what did Sigmund Freud talked about?
Um,
Conscious, subconscious, unconscious.
yes,
Okay.
sir.
So our body is getting or influenced by because of unfulfilled sexual and aggressive thoughts
Be-
what we have,
uh,
which are not fulfilled and
yeah.
which cannot be done also because we have this law and order. Ego is talking about, okay, what would be the consequences? Did you remember all this? Id, ego,
Yes, sir.
super ego.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So ego triggers and ego says, okay, you should not do that. You should not steal. You should not take away because that is against the rule. So you ultimately getting or ended up in
Prison.
breaking breaking the
Breaking the
laws,
law.
and you will be behind the bars.
Yes, sir.
You feel like hitting the person, but you don't hit them because you know the consequence.
Yes, sir.
This is how this unfulfilled is sexual and aggressive desires. So they would be forcefully, they cannot suppressed, but they are repressed. Repression is uh, a motivated forgetting state. You wantedly suppressing them into the the subconsciousness. So these things they come into consciousness whenever there is chance to getting fulfilled. So this is how he says that this unfulfilled sexual and aggressive repressed feelings are going to create tension in the person, tension or anxiety, and because of this anxiety the person is getting into abnormal behaviors of illness.
Yes,
And
sir.
also he talks about mass hysteria. Hysteria is a condition where you think that if you have done something wrong with certain body parts, so because of this guilt and stress, you experiencing a temporary loss. Maybe if you have kicked or beaten your mother or a respectable person, so out of this guilt, you stress, you may start feeling that God have punished you in a way like if you have done something with the hand, so hand is not coordinating or it's not working properly as it used to be before that.
Yes, sir.
So some people they talk about, yes, I did something wrong with this thing particularly. So maybe God have punished me, so now I'm not able to use this particular hand or leg. Okay, so
Guilt.
this is called as yes, out of guilt and all that, guilt proneness and all.
Yes.
So why they resort to these type of things, Polito? It's a kind of relief for them.
Yes.
They think they have been punished for what wrong they have done, and especially with what they have done.
Yes, sir.
So that thing is not properly working now. So this is how they try to get out of this. Okay, stress and all that. Okay, so this is all leading to abnormal behaviors. Then psychosomatic medicine is other thing where psychosomatic. So psychosomatic is a condition where you the people would be complaining about some body related symptoms, psychosomatic disorders. Okay, maybe you are into final year, right? When you come to PG levels, okay, in
Yes, sir.
PG paper 3, okay, first year we have a psychopathology or abnormal paper, okay. So there we're talking about all abnormal behaviors. So there you talk about psychosomatic disorders where in being everything normal, all the medical reports would be normal, but the persons or people would be experiencing certain disorders or certain things like a
Symptoms.
pain,
Yes, sir.
abdominal pain and all that they would be experiencing. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so all these are because of this particular so-called repressed, or when the people are into certain unconscious things where it is making them getting affected. Okay, it is all their psychological feeling. Normally they are very normal. If you make them go through all the medical tests, lab tests, okay, everything would be normal. Okay.
So this condition usually um, is widely seen among senior citizens, no, sir?
Yes, senior
Um,
citizens and all that. Okay, because they are not confused, because even the psychosomatic disorders are different types, like the hypochondriasis and all that.
yeah.
Okay, where they think that okay, they have this dreadful disease, they are about to die.
Yes.
Okay, chronic disease, very severe
Yeah.
disease,
Yes.
they're about to die. But when you say that okay, everything is normal, and when doctors say that everything is normal, they're not getting convinced.
Yes.
They think to avoid medical expenses or to make them get convinced. These people are saying that Okay, I am not. But they start experiencing, because it's in their psychological feeling that they start believing all this. No more I'm functional.
Yes.
No more I'm healthy. So this is what they're making them feel all these symptoms.
Yes.
When you try to tell them through medical tests, when you show them also, they are not getting convinced, and they get into all these things. Okay, so this is with regard to
Psychosomatic disorders.
Psychosomatic disorders, and we talked about healthy behaviors in unit 2. Okay, so
Yes.
let's end class here. I
Yes.
hope Arisha and Sharmila will also join tomorrow. Ushasri, we are missing today. Okay, hopefully you all should be getting tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
So then see you all tomorrow. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Yes.
Thank you.